what happens if we wanted to maintain the curvature of this object without having this unsmooth version that we see when we hit the tab button? In the Subd tools, there's a command called subdivision that's going to enable us to add complexity and resolution to our geometry to hold its form much more significant so that it doesn't become this kind of blocky mess once it's smoothed. And I'm going to demonstrate this first just by creating a Subd plane here. In fact, I'm going to make it without any, well, one X and one Y, so it's just going to be a flat plane like that. And if I click on that guy, there's a tool in the Subd toolkit called Subdivide. So I'm going to hit Subdivide just here, and you can see straight away it's gone and added a subdivision to my geometry. So previously I had a 1 by 1 square, and now I've got a subdivision that's cutting me down the 4. So what happens if I hit subdivision again? Basically what the Subdivide tool is going to do is it's going to try and split each of these faces into 4 as well. So I'll go ahead and do that, like that. And it's starting to hold its form a little bit more compared to what it does in the original instance. So we can visualize this a little bit better with a box that's 1 by 1 by 1. As we know, that will subdivide into a sphere. But if we add a few subdivisions like that, we're basically creating a low resolution version of our smoothed output. So in this instance, if I grab this guy and I hit the subdivision tool here, you'll see my low resolution version of my squash geometry starts to look a lot like my high resolution object, or our smooth version of that object. So it basically adds a little bit of complexity and allows us to hold that form, which is kind of sometimes important. I know I've mentioned that it's better to model in a low resolution geometry, but there are some instances where you want to maintain or freeze that level of smoothness in the low resolution version of the geometry.